Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I am Zulfikar Ahmad from Emerson College, Multan. Today our topic is Lahore Resolution 1940. सबसे पहले हम इसके प्रीफेस के बारे में जाएंगे कि व्हाट वाज द लाहौर रेजोल्यूशन। तो इसका तारुफ करवाते हैं। प्रीफेस विद द इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ पॉलिटिकल रिफॉर्म्स इन इंडिया by the British, the Muslims realized that they would become a permanent minority in a democratic system, and it would never be possible for them to protect their fundamental rights. The only constituted they only constituted one-fourth of the local Indian population and were much lesser in number than the majority Hindu community. In order to protect their political, social, and religious rights, they first demanded for separate electorates. However, due to the political developments that took place in the country, they realized that even the right of separate electorates would not be enough, and they had to search for some other long-term solution. What was the organization? With the clarity of mind and backing of the Muslim community behind him, Quaid-e-Azam called for the 27th annual session of All India Muslim League to be held from 22nd to 24 March 1940 at Lahore. Sir Shah Nawaz Khan of Mamdod was made the head of the reception committee, and Mia Bashir Ahmad was nominated as secretary of the session. Prominent leaders including Chaudhry Khaliquzzama, Nawab Muhammad Ismail Khan, Nawab Bahadur Yar Jang, A.K. Fazlul Haq, Sardar Abdul Rab Nishtar, Abdullah Harun, Qazi Muhammad Isa, I. Chundri Garh, Aurangzeb Khan, Khwaja Nazmuddin, Abdul Hashim, and Malik Barkat Ali etc. attended the session. Khaksar tragedy. Due to the Khaksar tragedy that took place on March 19, Sir Sikandar Hayat and others tried to pursue Jinnah to postpone the session, but the determined Quaid-e-Azam was not ready for it. In order to participate in the session, he reached Lahore by train on March 21st. He went straight to Mew Hospital to see the wounded Khaksars. By doing so, he managed to handle well the issue of Khaksar disturbances. On his arrival, Jinnah told the print media that the All India Muslim League will make historic decision in the upcoming session. Quaid-e-Azam address. The venue of session was Minto Park near Badshai Masjid and Lahore Fort. The inaugural session was planned at around 3 in the afternoon on March 22nd. People started coming from the morning, and by the afternoon the park was jam-packed. According to a rough estimate, around 1 lakh attended the public meeting. In the beginning of session, the welcome address was presented by the Nawab of Mamdod. This was followed by the historical speech of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. The Qaid, in his 2-hour presidential address in English, narrated the event that took place in the past few months and concluded, Hindu and the Muslim belongs to two different religious philosophies, social customs, and literature. They neither intermarry nor dinner together, and indeed they belong to two different civilizations that are based mainly on conflicting ideas and conceptions. These conceptions on life and of life are different. It is quite clear that Hindu and Muslims derive their inspiration from different sources of history. They have different epics, different heroes, and different episodes. Very often, the hero of one is a foe of the other, and likewise, their victories and defeats overlap. To yoke together two such nations under a single state, one as a numerical minority and the other as a majority, must lead to growing discontent and final destruction of any fabric that may be so built up for the government of such a state. He further claimed Muslims are not a nation. Muslims are a nation according to any definition of nationhood. We wish our people to develop the fullest spiritual, cultural, economic, social, and political life in a way that we think best and is consents with our own ideology according to the genius of our people. During his speech, the Qaid quoted the letter written to Lal Rajpat in 1924 to C.R. Das, in which he clearly mentioned that the Hindus and Muslims are two separate and distinct nations, which could never be merged into a single nation. When Malik Barkat Ali claimed that Lala Rajpat Rai was a nationalist Hindu leader, Qaid responded, no, Hindu can be a nationalist. No, no Hindu can be a nationalist. Every Hindu is a Hindu first and the last. The resolution. On March 23rd, A.K. Fazlul Haq and the Chief Minister of Bengal moved the historical Lahore Resolution. Besides many others, the resolution was seconded by Chaudhry Khaliquzzaman from UP, Maulana Zafar Ali Khan from Punjab, Sardar Aurangzeb from NWFP, Sir Abdullah Harun from Sindh, and Qazi Muhammad Isa from Balochistan. Those who seconded the resolution in their speeches declared the occasion as a historic one. The resolution was eventually passed on March 24th. My main points of resolution. First, while there is reference to areas in which Muslims are numerical in majority, there is no reference to a state based on religion. Subsequently, effective and adequate safeguards are sought not only for Muslims where they constitute a minority but also for minorities in Muslim majority areas. It is promised that the religious, cultural, economic, political, administrative and other rights of non-Muslim citizens would be protected with their constitution. In a sense, it can be argued that a theoretical equality was envisaged between Muslims and non-Muslims, depending on which group constitute a minority. The most telling lines of the resolution are contained in the third paragraph, which reads, Northwestern and eastern zones of India would be grounded to constitute interdependent states in which the constitution unit shall be autonomous and sovereign. It seems that intent of one state, a group of states were envisaged, with each one being autonomous and sovereign, instead of monolithic states. A confederation appears to be imagined, since the idea of sovereignty is tied strongly to national states and not provinces. The fifth paragraph in fact elaborates a little on meaning of sovereignty as the session takes the working committee to frame a scheme of constitution that provides for the assumptions by uh, respective regions of all powers such as defense, external affairs, communications, custom and such other matters as may be necessary. Here there is reference to respective regions and early to independent state that would be sovereign and autonomous. Significantly, the resolution bestows the powers of defense, foreign affairs, communication, and administrative matters such as collection of custom duties to the regions or states rather than to a centralized entity. Controversies. The name Pakistan was not used in the resolution and the official name of the resolution was Lahore Resolution. It was the Hindu newspaper who ironically coined the name Pakistan Resolution. However, the idea was appreciated by the Muslim masses and the resolution is more known as Pakistan Resolution. A resolution passed on at the 1941 Madras session of the League stated, everyone should clearly understand that we are striving for one independent and sovereign Muslim states. In all the speeches that Qaid delivered, he also used the word an independent homeland or an independent Muslim state. Hindu reaction. The Hindu reaction was of course quick, bitter and malicious. They called the Pakistan demand anti-national. They also failed to take knowledge of the fact that 100 million Muslims were now supremely conscious of their distinct nationhood and were prepared to claim everything to actualize their destiny, the creation of an independent Muslim state in the subcontinent. British reaction. The British were equally hostile to the Muslims' demands for at least two important reasons. First, they had long considered themselves as the architecture of the unity of India and of an Indian nation. Secondly, they had long regarded the imposed unity under Pax Britannica as their greatest achievement and lasting contribution in history. And the Pakistan demand threatens to undo these presumed achievements on which the British had long period. Conclusion. The All India Muslim League recognized a resolution of the March 1940, commonly known as the Pakistan Resolution, is undoubtedly the most important event that changed the course of Indian history and left deep marks on the world history. With the passage of this resolution, the Muslims of the subcontinent changed their demand from separate electorate to a separate state. This resolution rejected the idea of a united India and the creation of an independent Muslim state, which set as their ultimate goal. It, it gave new energy and courage to the Muslims of the religion who gathered around Quaid-e-Azam from the platform of the Muslim League to struggle for their freedom. The dynamic leadership of the Qaid and the commitment and devotion of the followers made it possible for them to achieve an independent state within 7 years of their struggle, and that too when the odds were against them. Dear student, that was our today topic, Lahore Resolution. Next inshallah with new topic. Allah Hafiz.